Hello students, today we are going to see the revision of eddy current dynamometer device. Already we have seen the 2 to 3 types points revision. Now the concept is how the eddy current can generate and how this device is useful to find out how to measure the RPM, torque or the power of the rotating shaft or the engine shaft. Now the question comes how it looks in a practical uh, environment, so and which are the construction parts available in it. So for that purpose, just take the look of this diagram. This is the real diagram of the eddy current dynamometer device. In that diagram we can see the number of parts are there, as like this is the cylindrical portion, and to that cylindrical portion we will call it as a stator casing. Stator casing, okay. And one stator casing is there. This is the first part. Then inside the stator casing there is one rotor. This is the second part. And there is the stator poles. Stator poles means it's a one kind of portion which is having the notches, and the DC supply has provided to the stator casing. Means to the first element we have supplied the DC current. Then the cooling arrangement has done just to minimize the generated heat, uh, and there at the end you can see there is the one arm, and to that arm the gauge has attached. What is the purpose of it? Through that arm with the gauge we can measure the generated torque into the rotating member. So this is the outer look of this eddy current dynamometer. Now how the this portion can measure? First of all, before going to that, you must remember the stator word is for the resting component. Stator port means the notch related portion on which the coil has wounded. On the notch portion the coil has wounded, and the rotor is the one of the shaft which is connected to the shaft whose RPM or the torque has to measure, and that torque rotor is rotating inside the stator poles, okay. And actually again the stator casing is there. So stator again is for the steady portion, rest portion, and casing means the outer shape, okay, outer portion. And to that stator casing we are going to provide the supply. Now how the rotations are possible and how the current may generate, that comes to the first this case. In this case you can see there is the one rotating disc which is placed on the shaft. Now consider, for your understanding, we have to measure the RPM of this shaft. Now that's why on that shaft we are going to put the one disc, or you can say the rotor, on which that rotating disc or the rotor is rotating through the one of the electromagnet. This is the electromagnet. Why it is electromagnet? Because when we will supply the current, the magnetic flux will generate, and if the magnetic conditions is generating due to the supplied current, then it will be the electromagnet, okay. So what we are going to do here, the coil has wounded on this conducting medium. When the current flow through this wire, so whenever, it's a normal thing, whenever the current will flow through the wire, that wire will show the magnetic flux. So this, when the current flow through that wire, when the current flow through that wire, the magnetic flux will generate, and the magnetic flux I will show here, the magnetic flux actually generated will generate. And when the rotor or the rotating disc start rotating due to the shaft of engine, then the magnetic flux or the field generated by the coil will be disturbed, that will be disturbed, okay. At the initial case the magnetic flux was this way, but when the disc start rotating the magnetic flux will disturbed most of the time, and due to the disturbances into the magnetic field, the current will generate into the disturbing component. Now the simple thing is, in the previous cases, take the example of LVDT. In the LVDT also we have discussed that due to the electromagnetic conditions, the current is developing into the second core portion and secondary windings. Now that time, whatever the relation is, just take the primary coil of the LVDT, and there is a core was present. So when the current flows through that primary coil, the magnetic field will generate, and when that magnetic field get disturbed just because of the displacement of this core, the current were developed into this core portion, correct, into core portion. But if you can see easily, or if you remember the diagram it in a clear manner, then you will remember that the core is doing the linear displacement. It's not the angular type displacement, it's a up and down motion, means linear type displacement. Okay, and in the linear displacement into the core portion, the current will develop, linear current will develop. But here the condition is different. Here the component or the disk, this disk is not doing the linear displacement, it's doing the angular displacement, okay, it's a rotary type. So just because of the rotation type, here the linear current will not develop, here the AD current will develop. The name will be different, AD current. So always remember, whenever the angular displacement occur into the magnetic field, so due to the angular displacement, the current generating into that disturbing member will be AD current. Okay, now you understand how the AD current can generate. Now here the AD current is generating, and just because of that we can measure the maximum RPM or the RPM of this rotating member. Now come to the real cut section of this diagram, cut section of AD current. This is not the real diagram, this is the conceptual base. So come to the real diagram. This is the real diagram. What we have done, we have taken the cut section of this diagram. Take the cut section of this diagram. Okay, take the cut section. When you will do the cut section, take this half portion for the studying purpose. Now when you will take, then you can see this structure will be visible. So in that we have seen there is the one rotor, as the previous diagram. There was the stator casing, so this is the stator casing, and there was the stator pole on which the coil has mounted. Okay, so this is the notch related portion, means the stator poles, and on that notch related portion the coil has wounded. Now what will happen? Now the rotary member, now in the first initial condition it is in steady position. Okay, this part is not rotating, rotary member. Now if we supply the current, to that device or to these coils, if we supply the current to these coils, what will happen? Due to this applications of the current, the magnetic field will develop. So in the diagram, this arrow type shape is indicating the magnetic flux or the magnetic field. So magnetic field will develop. So when the current flow through that coil, the magnetic field will develop. And now at the initial case, this rotor is not rotating. Okay, now if we connect this rotor portion with the shaft whose RPM has to measure, so when the engine start rotating, that time this shaft also will rotate, and due to the rotation of this shaft is connected with the rotor also will start rotating. And if the rotor start rotating, that time the condition will change. the magnetic field developed by the coil will disturb. Okay, and when the magnetic field get disturbed just because of the rotations of the rotor, then the eddy current will generate into the rotor component. Now what will happen when the eddy current generate? The eddy current will try to oppose the motions of the rotation, try to oppose the rotations of the shaft, try to reduce the rotations of the shaft, or we will say it will oppose to the magnetic flux. So when the eddy current generate, the eddy current try to oppose the magnetic flux or the magnetic field, or try to reduce the RPM of the rotating member, and on which there is the one arm has connected with the gauge. So due to this, when the rotor member try to reduce the RPM, the engine shaft engine will maintain that RPM, and whatever the extra torque will required to maintain that RPM will be measured by the arm gauge which is present on the device. This is the arm with the gauge. Okay, we'll measure the required torque, power, or the RPM of the engine part. So simple. Again I revise the concept here. At the initial stage, when the AC supply or the DC supply has provided to the engine or to the coil, that time the current, due to the current flow through the coil, the magnetic flux will develop, or the magnetic flux or the field will generate, and when the rotor start rotating, that time the magnetic field will disturb, and due to the disturbances into the magnetic field, the current will develop, but the rotation is the angular type, so the current develop into the rotor member will be eddy current, and that eddy current will try to reduce the RPM or the rotations of the shaft, or try to oppose the magnetic flux or the field, and but the engine will maintain the RPM of that shaft, and whatever the required power to maintain that RPM, that will be measured by the arm which is connected on the stator casing with the gauge, that will measure the actual RPM of that rotating member. So this is the simple way on which the eddy current work. I hope that you understand the concept. If still you have any doubts related to it, then you can ask. Now the condition is, this device is basically used for the high speed measurement or the high torque measurement, high power measurement. That's why it is useful in the automobile and aircraft engines to measure the RPM or the power of the shafts. Okay, this is about the applications. I hope that you understood. Thank you.